Yeah, good day. My name is Nkosi. I go by the name of the Dillinger. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. This series is called the Socialist Agenda. So we just did the Socialist Agenda Part 1. This is the Socialist Agenda Part 2. So previously in the Socialist Agenda Part 1, we touched on the government. What are their plans for the country's resources and their plans for the people? Right? Okay. So basically, what are the plans the government has for its people? You know? So basically, we touched on the government, the resources, and the people. Okay, so our choices. Now determine on the continent that we're on, whether we're in Africa, we're in North America, South America, whether we're in Western Europe, Eastern Europe, whether we're in Asia, whether we're in the South Pacific, India, England, Australia and New Zealand, or whether we're Arabia, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Arabia, they're Arabs. So depending on the country that you're in determines the socialist agenda. Now if you're in Afghanistan or Iraq or Syria, you're fighting over oil, there's war. If you're in the Scandinavian countries, it's wars, it's cold wars. They've been fighting for if you're in Palestine or Israel, you're fighting religious wars. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in Africa, you're fighting for the minerals, corruption. The presidents don't care. There's so much wealth. But so the back to the cycle, life, birth and death. But this is the socialist agenda. So you're born, so you can't determine which continent you're born into, whether you're born a boy or girl. That you can't determine. But so your choices. If you're driven in a war country, it's likely that you might be a soldier. There are likelihoods that you might be a soldier. But then again, on the same scale, which means you can become a soldier, but you can be a casualty of war. It's also, there's a possibility that you might be a casualty of war. You know what I'm saying? So in Africa, there's corruption. North America is a bit better. Eastern Europe, Western Europe is a bit better. But so what are your choices? But then in dire situations like in Africa where there's civil wars, like in Sudan, like in Libya, they're migrants. They try to get to Europe or Greece through the sea. They go in boats. They call migrants. The coast guards stop them. Lots of people drown. Like you get 300 people in a small boat. Some people, you can't swim. First of all, we can't swim. It's not in our nature. And you die while trying to cross the border, looking for border life. So what are your choices? Are going to be do you have money? Can you get a visa? Getting a visa, they look at your health, your status, your bank account, if you've got a criminal record. So it's not that easy to get a visa from Africa to go to Europe or America. So you're going to go there illegally. How are you going to go there? What are your choices? What are your options? So that's what we're looking at. So under the circumstance, if there's war, obviously you can't stay in a war-ridden country, but we will take advantage, study, become a doctor or become a business person, open up shop. The gaps in the market. Are you gonna open up shops? What you gonna do? Are you gonna get an education, become a teacher? The simplest, the best thing is get an education. Either you become a teacher, you become a doctor, you become a business person, open up shops in your community, break the cycle. Because it's not easy to become a migrant. It's risky. So yeah, those are the choices we have as human beings. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. I go by the name of Nkosi. Thank you so much. The Dillinger Nkosi.